Well, good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather on this very wet morning in progress. And looks like it's going to be a wet day, folks. It is 3rd of January. It's a Saturday, 2015 here. We are sponsored today by Metal Magic in Washington. Folks, be sure to give Chad a call, 698-8555 for all of your paintless tint repair needs. Folks, they do a fantastic job, PDR Nation certified. Give them a call. Tell them Southern Indiana weather sent you. Radar in motion. You can see this heavy precipitation shield moving through. Notice something here on here that we haven't seen in a while, and that's the presence of some lightning strikes on here. A few embedded thunder storms with this, and nothing severe today that we're going to need to worry about by any means, but some heavy rain on the way. We're about to get a break for parts of the area here, but as we switch out to the regional view, folks, it's going to fill in. So, in fact, as I just sort of zoom out and let you see that it's a big system here on the national level, and zooming in again, we've got plenty of storms on the way. Let's go ahead and track that on future radar, and then we'll give you an idea of exactly what we can expect as far as this is concerned. Here's where we are standing right now with that heavy precipitation shield moving in through the area. Again, as I said, there's plenty more to come. Watch how the heavy rain just overtakes the state, and it just doesn't seem to let up. It seems like maybe, at least on this, we don't get a break until later in the afternoon. And we'll have to see whether that pans out or not, but regardless, it's going to rain plenty today. And then as we continue on in through the night, we go through a fairly wet evening, and then we have more on the way. It becomes a little bit more scattered by the time you head into the overnight hours. Front will finally move through late overnight tonight, early tomorrow morning, and once that moves through, then we'll be on the back side of the system. And watch what happens on the back side of the system. By Sunday afternoon, we got some light snow showers or some scattered flurries moving around through the area. How aggressive these snow showers get, we're just going to have to see. Anytime you're on the back side of a system, moisture is much more limited, so it's possible the future radar could be overdoing it here. Could we get any accumulation out of this? Well, not a whole lot. The freezing line shown on future radar here is right here, so it's possible you might get a light dusting over portions of the area, but I'm not really forecasting any accumulation. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see future radar look a whole lot different than this. I do think that some of us will see some light snow showers tomorrow. Not everyone, though. I don't think it will be as numerous as this, but I could be wrong. Just have a feeling that future radar is overestimating the amount of moisture. Regardless, a few flurries or snow showers possible tomorrow, and then that system moves out of there, and we will be high and dry for at least a day or so before our next system moves in on Tuesday. We'll talk about that in a second, but let's talk about temperatures. Today, folks, it's going to warm up very nicely as we go throughout the day today. Look at this warm surge. By this afternoon, we're talking temperatures into the mid to upper 50s here over at least extreme southern Indiana, only hanging around into the 40s a little bit further north you go. Briefly into the 50s up here around Bloomington potentially, but it crashes pretty quickly by the time the late evening comes and as we go to dark, and then the cold front starts to move through overnight, and boy, you can see this cold weather moving our way. By the time tomorrow morning and then the afternoon comes, look at this. We're talking temperatures falling throughout the day into the 30s. By the time 5 o'clock tomorrow comes, we're into the upper 20s over portions of the area. We are talking some very cold weather on the way, and then it continues to get very cold as we go down to the teens for our overnight low. On Monday, we rebound only into the low 20s for a high, and it's only going to get worse from there. Got another system that's set to impact us on Tuesday. Let's talk about this. Let's look at this is the Canadian model. Putting that into motion, here's that rain and maybe some light snow showers on the backside of the system. The Canadian's not very aggressive. High pressure then takes over for Monday, which will help to do a sort of a partly to maybe even mostly sunny day at times. Should be a nice but very cold day on Monday, but then by the time Monday night rolls in, we've got some light snow showers working into the area. Modeling disagrees as to how far south this will extend. Here we are on the Canadian model, and if I just switch over here to the GFS model, and let me put this into motion, and then there's that high pressure that moves in, and then take a look at this. By the time Tuesday comes, you can see there's that snow swath for it as well. But the snow swath on the GFS is really from maybe closer to Bedford, Bloomington, over to Cincinnati, and then northward, whereas it's much further south here on the Canadian. So it really is just going to depend on how far south this trough digs. You notice that it's not digging. The blue lines don't dig as much here on the GFS as what they do in the Canadian. They start to dig a little bit more at an angle, which would put the precipitation down towards us. This is something that we're going to have to track. Snow showers I'm going to put into the forecast for Tuesday. Do I think they'll materialize? Well, I've only put it at a 30% chance for right now, folks, just to account for that uncertainty in there. So maybe not everyone will get it. Maybe some of us will. It's a little uncertain at this point, but it is a chance. I do think there will be snow moving into the state, but it's a matter of just trying to fine-tune those details of exactly who is going to get it. Regardless, that system moves out, and then some very cold weather comes in. The Canadian gem here, wants to actually take some precipitation, some light snow showers down, potentially on Wednesday as well. It's the only one really showing that. But notice, by the time you get into Thursday, we're into the heart of the cold, and just look, these blue lines indicate winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere coming down from the northwest here. So just very cold Canadian air coming down into here, and you notice the 540 line, that's the typical rain snow changeover line. Well, goodness gracious, it's all the way down here into the deep south towards Montgomery, Alabama. I mean, we're stuck here in the 510 line running through the state. That is bitterly cold air, and with high pressure large and in charge right beside us and funneling down a north wind, folks, it's going to get just ridiculously cold no matter how you take a look at that. As we go to look at our temperatures, the Canadian model, we'll look at it's saying by the time you wake up on Thursday morning, it's saying we could be well below zero in portions of the area. I'm not buying this extreme snow. Part of what it's doing is because if you take a look at the Canadians, here we go, the Canadians version of accumulating snow on Tuesday, and you can see that it does bring some accumulating snow really as far south maybe as I-64 here before and then from portions northward. But if you were to take a look at the GFS, the accumulating snow really doesn't go further south than maybe Bedford or Bloomington, right around in that area. So again, there's some differences on this. The GFS, whereas the Canadian here has us very well below zero, the GFS only keeps the below zero where that snowpack is and keeps us in the lower single digits here. So again, whether you're talking 1, 2 degrees or negative 3 or 4 degrees, it really doesn't matter. It's ridiculously cold. It's going to be bitterly cold either way, and with the winds howling out there, folks, the temperatures are the real feel. Your wind chill factors are definitely going to be below zero. So keep that in mind, folks. And it's just going to be a cold day no matter how you end up cutting it. Beyond that, there is another system that is set to impact us as I put the GFS here into motion again. Again, high pressure takes large and in charge and is right over us when we get that bitterly cold day on Thursday. Then by next weekend, there's another system that's going to come in. The Canadian actually wants to take this in on Friday and move it out fast. The GFS wants to make it and linger it into a Saturday and Sunday event. But again, notice how very close we are to the rain-snow line here in southern Indiana. So I went with a rain or snow chance for next weekend in my forecast. I don't think we can really know this far out exactly what it's going to be. The past few runs have given it all snow and kept the rain down in the Kentucky forest, but things could change as we get closer. It does look like we're going to get wet at some point. It's only a question of what at this point, and we'll have to see from there. So we got some snow chances coming up into the forecast, folks, but again, we'll just have to monitor that. Again, there's the accumulating snow chances. Really, it looks like the best chances of accumulation here are going to be from about Indianapolis northward on Tuesday. But some light accumulations, according to the GEM, are definitely possible down into our area. Again, the GFS keeps it more towards the north, so we'll have to fine-tune those details as the time comes, and we'll see who's right on this. I think either way, even if the accumulating snow stays to the north, I think there will be some snow showers on Tuesday. We'll dig down into at least portions of southern Indiana. We'll see, and we'll take it one day at a time. Hopefully by the time Monday rolls around, we'll have a better idea just by looking at observations and what everything is doing, where it's going. All right, so there's a chance either way. Just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and look at your 10-day forecast. You can go to southernindianaweather.com to get this, folks. 56 for a high today, roughly. Again, it's going to be a little cooler than that the more north you go, but a chance of a few thunderstorms out there. I've already shown you that on radar. But otherwise, just a cold rain. Temperatures in the mid-50s there. Showers and thunderstorms continue tonight, but they'll start to diminish a little bit as we dip down to 41. Our high will be reached really right about when you wake up at about 41 tomorrow. Temperatures will fall through the 30s during the daytime, even into the 20s by the time nightfall hits. Again, the chance of rain early in the day will turn to some flurries or light snow showers in the afternoon. Then it gets very cold tomorrow night as we'd only dip down to 16 for your low. And then look at this. Cold weather really starts to settle in, folks. Only a high at 22 by Monday. And then look at this. We rebound a little bit Tuesday, but we get that chance of some light snow showers in the area. Again, accumulation was the question mark there, and it's very questionable. I would say likely it's probably going to stay north of us, but we'll monitor it. Only up to 31 for your high. Low that night of around 13. As that cold front moves through, though, look at this. Temperatures will actually fall through the day on Wednesday. So our high of 13 early in the morning with slowly falling temperatures throughout the day, you get the idea. It's going to be freaking ridiculously cold on Wednesday. Oh my goodness, going down to 1 degree on Wednesday night as you wake up on Thursday morning. Cold, cold, cold again is below zero in play, I think, for some of us, especially those who maybe into our northern extent of the counties, which get maybe the potential for a little bit of that snowpack on Tuesday. If you get that, you're definitely going below zero. But for the rest of us, probably single digits would be the rule. Cold either way you cut it. And then by the time Thursday hits, we'll only rebound up to about 18. Skies will cloud up that night and keep us nearly steady temperatures. Again, pretty much cloudy skies on Friday as well. The next system moves in for the next weekend, and again, it looks like temperatures in the low 30s with the chance of either rain or snow at this point, changing to all snow by Sunday afternoon, but probably just some light snow showers early in the day. Stays cold though, folks. Our normal high is around 40. Don't expect anywhere near normal over the next 10 days, with the exception of today. It's going to be just flat out cold, cold, and did I mention cold? All right, really quickly, mention the winter forecast. I forecasted a bitterly cold and snowy winter, folks. I know a lot of you have wondered, well, did Michael absolutely blow that? And, one thing I said is that December may end up mild, and we may end up starting a late start to winter, and that's what looks like what we're doing, folks. Well, the cold's starting to lock into play. I'm not giving up on the above normal snowfall yet. Our normal snowfall, keep in mind, is only about 12 inches or so, and we've already got 3 or 4, even 5 inches in some places from the November snow we had. So all we need is another couple of good snows, and we're already up to normally where we should be. So if we can get any more than that, folks, it's still possible. I'm going to keep my winter forecast where it's at unchanged. January, folks, at least the first half of January looks very, very cold to me at this point, and I see an active pattern which could lead to some snow. So it's not a guarantee yet, but we'll keep with it, and we'll keep you updated, folks. And that's about all we can say at this point. But hang on to your hats, folks. A very bumpy week ahead. All right, that is it for this long-range video update, folks. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite with Southern Indiana Weather. Thanks for logging on, and we'll see you next time.